KPRC Channel 2 is Houston's home for news.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at 10.
2, 1, 0. Ignition.
The next big step in space travel, NASA for the first time formally handing over a mission to the International Space Station to a private company.
But we start tonight with the weather and a cold front that moved through the area that is causing major issues in other parts of the country.
Let's get right over to meteorologist Justin Stapleton with the very latest.
Well, you saw the end of that game, what was going on, and everyone's like, where's this coming from? That's the front right there. You can see where it is. It's basically from Ottawa all the way down to Jacksonville. Thankfully, they got the launch in this evening without any problems. Godspeed to all of them up there. But here it was. Look at it. You can see it just blasting its way through Boston. That's right outside of where the New England Patriots play. And so that not only ripped its way through there, but actually brought a couple of tornado warnings across the greater New York City area as well. Thankfully, this will be long gone, but still, there's some cold air in behind that. We're going to be talking about some snow and certainly some very gusty conditions for folks well up to the north. For us, I think the winds are going to start winding down as we get into the overnight hours. Right now, you can see they've gone pretty much calm. 56 degrees, dew points in the 30s, and humidity in the 30s as well. It's going to be a nice, chilly start to our Monday morning. We've already got 44 in Conroe, 49 up in Huntsville, 57 down in Sugar Land, and mid-60s in Galveston. So everyone's going to be seeing a very nice start to the day, and those north winds will continue throughout the night tonight. So here's how we're going to set it up as we go in towards tomorrow. Definitely bring the jacket. You'll need it for sure. Mid-40s, jumping quickly back up into the 60s, and then low 70s as we get in toward the afternoon. A lot of sunshine as well. And unfortunately, we're going to be talking about another devastating storm. You see the eye at the very end of that loop. This is going to be a Category 4 hurricane that is going to blast its way to the same area in Honduras and Nicaragua that Hurricane Eta just hit less than 2 weeks ago, guys. Very devastating for sure. We'll talk about the track of that and, of course, the work week forecast. Jonathan, minutes away.
All right, see you soon, Justin. The devastating storm Eta has left more than 1 million people in Honduras displaced after it brought pouring rain and strong winds. The Category 4 hurricane hit earlier this month, causing major floods and even landslides, leaving more than 100 people dead and several more missing. Tonight, the Houston area nonprofit group Alianza Latina Internacional is taking donations to help those people impacted by the storm.
We're asking everyone to please, this is the time of giving, and it's time for us to give to our brothers in Central America.
The group will be taking donations until the end of the month at a location along Caroline Street in McGowan in Midtown. The group is in desperate need of clothes, food, medicine, and will also take monetary donations.
You saw it live here on Channel 2. 4 astronauts aboard Crew Dragon are now on their way to the International Space Station after a historic launch from the Kennedy Space Center. NASA, in essence, chartering flights on a rocket and in a capsule built by SpaceX, a private vendor. Channel 2's Bill Barajas live at the Johnson Space Center tonight, where those astronauts trained for this mission. Bill?
Well, what a night. The launch was an absolute success, and now the long 27.5-hour journey to the International Space Station is underway. The crew expected to be there by late Monday.
3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
The Falcon rocket soared into the night.
And resilience rises. Not even gravity contains humanity.
A historic launch carrying 4 astronauts in custom SpaceX spacesuits on board SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule named Resilience. Vice President Mike Pence in Florida tonight to see them off.
This was a beautiful launch, and we are all very excited about the launch. But remember, this is a 6-month mission. And it's the first of many.
The 3-man, 1-woman crew is led by Commander Mike Hopkins and includes Dr. Shannon Walker, a Houston native and Rice University alum. The Crew Dragon's ability to carry 4 astronauts means NASA will now increase its presence on the ISS to 7 astronauts from 6, which will allow for more time to be spent on scientific research.
These folks know what they're doing. They're very experienced. They know that they got to get their rest so that they can do the sequence of events that are coming up for docking as safely as possible.
Dragon spacecraft separation.
The SpaceX launch is the first full-fledged taxi flight for NASA by a private company. It kicks off what NASA hopes will be a long series of crew rotations between the U.S. and the space station.
We are now going into basically operational missions that are commercial in nature, where NASA is a customer. Our goal has been and will be to be one customer of many customers in a very robust commercial marketplace in low Earth orbit.
And again, the crew expected to arrive at the International Space Station by late Monday. They are expected to return back to Earth by April 2021. Live from Johnson Space Center, Bill Barajas, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Bill, thanks. We wish them a continued safe journey. And you can watch tonight's launch again and read much more about the mission on click2houston.com. We are following breaking news now out of Splendora. That's where a 4-year-old boy has died after an ATV crash. It happened at an ATV park along the East Tex Freeway near FM 2090. Investigators say first responders actually had trouble reaching the boy's location because he was in the back area of the park, which is only accessible by ATV. We're told that boy was not responsive when he was found. CPR was performed, but sadly it was too late. We're working to learn what led to that crash.
Mixed messages from President Trump today. The president made his first admission that President-elect Joe Biden won the election, but also said he is not conceding. Meantime, President Trump's supporters are protesting ballot counts in several cities, including Baytown, as the Biden team and coronavirus task force doctors call for the transition process to get started. NBC's Jennifer Johnson has the newest information.
With his supporters protesting in Washington and other cities, President Trump remains defiant, tweeting, "I concede nothing," but earlier acknowledging Joe Biden's victory. He won because the election was rigged, although there's been no evidence of fraud.
Donald Trump's Twitter feed doesn't make Joe Biden president or not president. The American people did that. What we really want to see this week, Chuck, is the General Services Administration issue that ascertainment.
That would allow President-elect Biden to get intelligence briefings, which even some Republicans are anxious for.
During times of transition, our enemies have an opportunity to try to take advantage of us. We want to make sure that there is a smooth transition.
Both incoming and outgoing members of the White House Coronavirus Task Force are eager to work together.
It's almost like passing a baton in a race. You don't want to stop and then give it to somebody. You want to just essentially keep going.
Cases of COVID-19 have now infected over 11 million Americans. At least 25 states are reporting record hospitalizations, and dozens are ordering partial shutdowns and mask mandates. The Senate's top Democrat is calling on GOP leaders to pass another aid package to help struggling Americans.
Every time we get close to a deal, Senator McConnell says no. He has become the Dr. No of COVID.
President-elect Biden plans meetings with his transition team this week, with or without a formal concession from President Trump. Jennifer Johnson, NBC News, Washington.
Demanding change and reimagining policing. Tonight, Texas Southern University giving us a preview of a series of action briefs on police reform. Now, this comes nearly 6 months since the death of Houston native George Floyd. Channel 2's Rochelle Turner live at TSU tonight with their proposal. Rochelle?
Sion, the university's Center for Justice Research will release a plan tomorrow that will provide tools to legislators. Now, this is to ensure that they understand that there is evidence out there to begin banning chokeholds across the country.
When you look at the impact of chokeholds, you have individuals who are dying because of that.
Director of the Center for Justice Research at Texas Southern University, Dr. Howard Henderson, talking about George Floyd.
What we saw was that an individual was murdered by a police officer. And you also saw other officers around not intervening in that issue.
George Floyd's death, along with Eric Garner and many others, have sparked changes at the local, state, and federal level to ban the use of chokeholds.
All around the country, you find that over 70% of the country's largest cities have begun to put policies in place to ban chokeholds.
Since May, Dr. Henderson and others across the country have been working to develop policies to eradicate the problem. It's the first in a series of 8 action briefs focused on providing policymakers the tools they need to reform policing in the country.
For the most part, it's making sure that the solutions to policing need to come from the black community. When you look around the country, everyone's saying they know what the answer is, but they're not asking the black community what the solutions are. You need to ask the people who are victims of the system what the solutions should be, and I think we'd be in a better position.
Dr. Henderson says the next action brief will be duty to intervene. He wants to make sure officers know when to step in when they see fellow officers involved in misconduct. Reporting from Texas Southern tonight, I'm Rochelle Turner, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Rochelle, thank you. Turning to sports now, and another bad day for our Texans. They are now 2-7.
Yeah, let's get right over Sports Director Randy McElroy, who joins us with the highlights, or better yet, lowlights.
Yeah, I tell you what, this was an ugly football game all the way around. Began with a weather delay that lasted 37 minutes today. The 60 minutes of football was actually tough to watch as well, as both teams combined to score just 17 points. Texans once again on the short end. As you mentioned, they fall to 2-7 now in the year. It was 3-0 Browns at the half. That's how bad it was. Same score into the fourth after a Texans missed field goal. Yeah, they just couldn't get anything on the scoreboard. Finally, the game's first touchdown. Cleveland's Nick Chubb takes it in right here. He had a big day. 126 of the Browns, 231 rushing yards as they put the Texans in a 10-0 hole. Texas did find the end zone with about roughly 5 minutes left on the clock. Watson touchdown pass to Pharaoh Brown, cut it to 3, but they couldn't get the football back. 10-7 loss as the Texans spiral continues. Texans had 3 significant extended drives today of over 5, 6, and even 7 minutes. In all 3 drives, they came away with no points. They've got to find a way to turn that around. Vanessa has reaction from Cleveland here in about 20 minutes on Sports Sunday. Plus, the Chronicles' Brian Smith joins me to talk about the coaching search, plus the Rockets controversy with James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Jonathan Sion, we'll see you then.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Randy. Getting back to how things were before the pandemic.
Coming up, when the nation's top infectious disease expert predicts the U.S. could be normal again.
And it's going to be a chilly one as we get into the overnight hours. Be ready for that. Morning jackets will be required. Of course, the perfect fall weather behind this front is in place. And of course, we are watching for Iota. It is going to be eyeballing the exact same spot that Hurricane Eta just hit 2 weeks ago. We'll track all that. And of course, your work week forecast coming up on Channel 2 News at 10. Stick around.
A new, cheaper way to change how your nose looks without going under the knife. I'll show you what a liquid nose job is.
A DIY project to die for. We'll show you how one woman turned this free chair into a masterpiece using nothing but paint. Monday morning.
Wow, a new Buick for me?
To James from James. That's just what I wanted.
Is this a new Buick?
I Secret Santed myself.
I shouldn't have. I have been very good this year.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
This year turned Black Friday into Buick Friday, all month long. During Buick Friday, pay no interest on most 2020 Buick SUV models. Or get this low-mileage lease on this 2020 Encore GX for around $229 per month.
We've been helping families make joy for over 100 years, and we're not taking this year off. So at the Ford Built for the Holiday sales event, get 0% APR financing for 60 months, 90 days payment deferment, and $2,000 trade assist cash on select Ford SUVs and Fusion. That's on top of what your eligible trade is worth. So get the family together and make some joy this season. Just announced, get $13,955 in total savings on a new 2020 Ford Expedition. See your best in Texas Ford dealer today.
It's the season to save big at the Hyundai Thanksgiving sales event. Get great deals on the Hyundai you've always wanted. Plus, get the peace of mind that comes with America's best warranty and complimentary maintenance. Can't wait to satisfy your cravings? Then hurry in to the Hyundai Thanksgiving sales event now and feast on the savings.
Get 0% APR on the Santa Fe, plus $500 bonus cash, or get up to $3,750 cash back. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Dateline Thursday, an all-new military mystery.
Everyone claims they just didn't know what's happening in the forehead.
We're following every lead.
The soldier story that sparked a movement.
This is a wake-up call.
Dateline Thursday, 10/9 Central.
As many states across the country continue to break daily coronavirus records, a glimmer of hope from the nation's top infectious disease expert.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says the U.S. could start getting back to normal next year as early as April. Reporter Meredith Wood has a closer look at the key factors that may impact that timeline.
Getting back to normal as early as April 2021. That's the hopeful assessment coming from Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's top infectious disease expert.
There is light at the end of the tunnel. Help is coming. And that should, I believe, motivate people to just say we're going to double down and do this uniformly.
In an exclusive interview with CNN, Dr. Fauci says when we can gather again freely depends on a number of factors. Fauci pointed to the pharmaceutical manufacturer Pfizer's announcement that its early data shows its vaccine is more than 90% effective, and a second company is expected to unveil its own early results soon.
I think that if we get most of the country vaccinated in the second, third quarter of the year, and the vaccine continues to prove its efficacy and people adhere to those fundamental measures, I think we can start approaching the degree. It's not going to be a light switch.
A month ago, we had 1,000 people in our hospitals in Ohio. Just a week ago, we had 2,000. Now we have over 3,000.
Even before we reach next April, the death toll from the pandemic could be devastating. An influential COVID-19 model projects the U.S. death toll may reach 439,000 by March 1st. Health experts and lawmakers are urging people to stay vigilant and continue to follow public health measures.
We can see the end of this. We just have to tough it out for, a few more months and do what we need to do so we can get through this.
I'm Meredith Wood reporting.
Now, Dr. Fauci also spoke about the transition of power during this worsening pandemic, saying, quote, it would be better if government health officials could start working with the incoming Biden-Harris administration.
President-elect Joe Biden's coronavirus advisors will meet this week with drug companies working on COVID-19 vaccines. One of the drug makers set to meet with the team is Pfizer, which through preliminary data found a vaccine to be more than 90% effective in preventing that virus.
Now, here's Channel 2 investigator Joel Eisenbaum with a story you'll see all new tomorrow night at 6.
It's an old scheme, gaining steam.
Makes it seem like it's connected to God or something.
Right. I guess when you get the 11,200, it's a blessing.
Blessing looms. During the pandemic, they're leading good people to make bad decisions.
Like a blessing curse if you don't be careful.
Joel Eisenbaum with Channel 2. We just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the blessing loom operation you got going.
Channel 2 investigates on the trail Monday night at 6.
And if you have a story for Channel 2 Investigates, call the tip line 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@kprc.com.
I'm telling you what, you don't want to see one of the investigative reporters showing up and
chasing you down.
Driveway.
If they're in your driveway, you are in trouble.
It's not a good thing.
Like you see Amy Davis coming at you, game over.
Keep going.
Keep going. That's right. Hey, guys, I want to show you a really cool shot here. So we're all dog owners, right? Or, we're at some time. So I want to show you that. I love this one. This is Cracker Dog. This is out in Cleveland. It says, he found my lipstick. Does the pink shade look
my God.
Oh, yes, it does.
It pops.
Right? You can see it. Isn't that the truth? They always get into something and they look at you and they're like, what? What? I didn't do anything.
What's the problem?
Right? Exactly. Cooper never did that, did he? Exactly. I didn't think so. I'm going to leave it right there. Check it out. Wild Out in Cypress. That's at Cypress Lakes Golf Club. Martinez, we need to go play this. That looks like a nice spot out there as well. Thanks for sending those in. Really appreciate it. Let's talk highs for today. Certainly not what we saw yesterday. And you look at all these and you're like, wait a minute, Stapleton. I don't feel like it was in the 77, 78, 77 degree range. And you would be correct. And in fact, these were all basically midnight highs as temperatures came crashing after that. Once the front came through, we were basically sitting in the low to mid 70s this afternoon. Just absolutely picture perfect gorgeous. We're going to see the same thing as we head in towards tomorrow. Look at this. 44 in Conroe, upper 40s at College Station out towards Huntsville as well. Katie's at 48, 57 in Sugar Land, and 65 down towards Galveston. So a nice night setting up so far. For the most part, we'll see these north winds slowly start to back off as well. It's a little breezy most of the day. I don't think that'll be the case as we get into tomorrow. Notice that the humidity levels are all running anywhere from the 20s and 30s, and see some of these 60s and 50s. It's basically because the air temperature is running so low, it's close to the dew point. Our dew points, and this is the important number for us weather nerds here, when they're in the 30s and 20s, that's about as dry as the air can get. And that's why we actually had a brush fire up in Walker County, western Walker County, near the Grimes County line tonight. So just be careful if you're going to, get some of the rubbish and whatnot stuff in your yard and do a quick little trash fire there. You may want to give yourself a day or two for that to happen. Meanwhile, we're going to be watching this cool air moving behind that. Of course, the front has moved on through. That is blasting its way. You saw the game just about 30 minutes ago, the deluge that was coming down there, and that was the front actually moving its way through. So let's talk temperatures as we go into the overnight hours. We'll dip back down into the upper 40s. We'll call even mid upper 40s in some spots. I think low 50s as you get in towards downtown. Very comfortable start, but definitely will need a sweater for sure. And then low 70s as we get in towards tomorrow afternoon. So very comfortable forecast over the next couple of days as high slowly starts to slide off to the east. As it does, we get that little return flow coming in, and that'll warm things back up to the upper 70s and low 80s. And of course, we're always watching what's happening with Hurricane Iota. This has just been absolutely intensifying into a monster. Right now, we're expecting this to potentially be a Category 4 hurricane by the time it makes landfall sometime early into Tuesday morning. 9 o'clock advisory, 105-mile-an-hour winds. That's Category 2. Notice that it increases to a 4 and basically hits the exact same area that Hurricane Ada hit about 2 weeks ago. A lot of these folks have been displaced in there. They're going to see another 20, 30 inches of rain. And unfortunately, this is sort of the worst case scenario for folks there in Central America as it slowly inches its way westward over the next 24 hours after that. For us here locally, perfect weather, northeast to east winds. That'll keep us nice and cool in the 40s. Afternoons in the low to mid 70s. A little bit of a warm up for the weekend, but even as we get into there, guys, we're talking about low 80s. So not too bad. A couple of fronts will cool us off again. So this is the kind of weather that we really want when, when we're kind of like slogging our way through August and certainly September. This is why we do it.
We're here.
We wait, and then there it is.
Got it.
We send our checks to Justin Stapleton.
Oh, I like that idea.
Thank you, Justin. Hey, a health alert tonight to tell you about a popular supplement.
Coming up, what new research says fish oil may not help protect after all.
Visit New Braunfels and come see what we're doing to keep you safe and happy. Plan your Texas getaway today.
It's Ashley Home Store's Black Friday 4-day sale. Friday to Monday only. Shop early and buy one, get one 50% off. Plus 12 months no interest. Plus get free delivery on qualifying purchases. 4 days only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
He said I should try dancing instead.
Our family never settles. We go all in. Like this Nissan Sentra. It has power. It has style. It doesn't compromise.
Let's get back in there.
Let's do it.
Refuse to compromise. The all-new Nissan Sentra. Get a low $189 per month lease on Sentra or get 0% financing for up to 84 months on 14 models.
Happy Hour just got hoppier at IHOP with a $5 menu featuring pancakes, burgers, and more yum-yums. So while you can't buy happiness, you can buy hoppiness. iHoppy Hour, every day from 2 to 10 p.m.
Don't let the comfort fool you. Don't let the attention to detail lead you to believe that a Honda is a delicate machine. You'd be wrong. Underneath every surface that carries a Honda badge, there has always been the capacity to amaze. From the core of everything we have ever built, all the way to the top of where you want to go. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the Honda Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline.
When water is filtered through 10,000-year-old glacial aquifers that make it rich with naturally occurring electrolytes, it has a crisp taste like no other. Poland Spring origin, born in Maine. From the earth, for the better.
We love our new home. There's so much space.
We have a guest room now.
But we have ants.
You're slouching again, Ted.
Expired. Expired. Expired.
Thanks, Aunt Bonnie.
It's a lot of house. I hope you can keep it clean.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Which helps us save a lot of money.
Oh, Teddy, did you get my friend request?
Oh, I'll have to check.
Aunt Joni's here.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
It's Ashley Home Store's Black Friday 4-day sale. Friday to Monday, buy one, get one 50% off. Plus 12 months no interest. Or get 0% interest for 5 years with 3 months payment assistance. Plus, this week, veterans save an extra 5% off. Only at Ashley Home Store.
Welcome back. Sports Sunday coming up here in just about 4 minutes from right now. Big show tonight. I'm flying solo in studio, but plenty on the way. Vanessa Richardson checks in from Cleveland. She'll have the key takeaways from the 10-7 loss today for the Texans, plus post-game reaction after they fell to 2-7. The Chronicles' Brian Smith joins me as well. We're looking ahead to the coaching search for the Texans and what type of personality they need on board when they do make the hire. And State of the Rockets. What in the world is going on with Russell Westbrook and James Harden? Do they really want out? Plus, DJ's domination at Augusta National, his record run that earned him the green jacket. Stick around for Sports Sunday. I'll see you coming up in a few minutes. Jonathan Sion.
Well, 2 new studies show fish oil does not seem to prevent heart problems. The first is the longest and largest trial of its kind. It shows omega-3 and vitamin D supplements do not help prevent atrial fibrillation. That's a heart rhythm disturbance that can put you at greater risk for stroke and heart failure. The second study found omega-3 supplements do not reduce cardiovascular risk. Both studies were published in the Journal of American Medical Association.
Democratic lawmakers in Texas are pushing to legalize marijuana here in our state. 2 bills filed last week would legalize, regulate, and tax personal cannabis use. The Democrats argue that a legal marijuana industry could create tens of thousands of jobs, but Republicans could stand in the way as many of them have resisted legalization. Lawmakers passed a bill that legalized hemp just last year. We'll be right back in just a moment. Don't
Stay
go
with
anywhere.
us.
This year, our driveways have brought us all closer together and been our gateways to the world. For over 30 years, Lexus has been celebrating driveway moments. In a year filled with memorable ones, here's to one more. The Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Lease the 2021 RX 350 for $449 a month for 36 months and we'll make your first month's payment.
Experience amazing.
Hi, I'm David Zalman. As CEO of Prosperity Bank, I would like to offer this simple message. Whether oil and the economy are up or down, you can count on us to stick to the basics of banking, taking deposits, making loans, and offering the services you need. Our real bankers can help you with straight talk and quick answers. Remember, if you like us in the good times, you'll love us in the bad times.
Prosperity Bank, where you find real bankers, not just a bank.
Life's full of little accidents. And the Hyundai Tucson helps make sure they stay little by alerting you if you drift out of your lane and even gently correcting your steering. Because unlike your favorite shirt, you are irreplaceable. Hyundai, the longer you look, the more there is to like.
Get 0% APR for 72 months on the 2021 Tucson or get up to $2,750 cash back. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
KD Furniture is the only stuff you need for your best night's sleep. And now, when you spend $499.99 or more on a mattress, you'll also get your choice of free shipping, or free microfiber sheets, or free pillow, or a mattress protector. Order your mattress contact-free online at kdfurniture.com. Visit our showroom on the Grand Parkway or the Clearance Center in Katy for more great deals.
Visit KD Furniture and you'll never pay retail again.
Toyotathon is on. Now's the time to get a great deal on Tacoma, RAV4, Camry, and more.
I'll take it.
I'll get this wrapped up for you. I wish I hadn't just unwrapped it.
During Toyotathon, get $1,000 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease the adventurous new 2021 RAV4 LE for only $229 a month. Hurry in today.
Toyotathon is on. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Get this, a Belgian pigeon sold at auction today for an astounding record price of $1.9 million. So what makes this bird so special? Well, it's used for pigeon racing. You heard that right, racing pigeons. The female pigeon named New Kim was sold by the auction house Pigeon Paradise after 2 weeks online of a big old event. A wealthy Chinese fan of the sport put that money down, surpassing the previous record of nearly $1.5 million on the racing birds.
We got to go find us some pigeons.
That pigeon better be named Usain Bolt.
Something like that.
$1 million.
Usain Bolt.
Hot deal on a parakeet for you. Sports Sundays next.
Have a great night.